What's up, everybody? Rant Rich here. And today I'm going to be giving you my 5 top tips for betting on MMA. Okay, so this list could be applied to any type of sports betting. Today we're talking MMA. I'm going to start at 5 and work my way down to 1. 5 is going to be the least important to me. And then number 1 is going to be the most important and things to look out for. So all of these tips are pretty obvious, but usually they get looked over. So I just wanted to bring them to light so you can have the best betting possible. And remember, this is just my opinion. If you have any that you think I forgot or you have a list that's different than mine, please comment down below and let us know. So let's start off with number 5, trust your website. So this one, again, obvious but very important. You want to do as much research as you possibly can. It's 2019. Google's at an all-time high, very easy to use. Look at the forums, look at the blogs. Go on each website that you're interested in and look at the rules and regulations, because as similar as they all could vary quite a bit. So just keep in mind, once you found a website that's great, sign up. Make sure this is a site that's legit. Most of these sites are offshore sites, so they're not in the US. So make sure it's legit enough for you to at least feel comfortable making a deposit, because if it's a shady site and they shut down, or if something happens, or if they owe you money and it's taking forever, or they don't want to pay up, they have the right to do that actually. So just be careful out there. Word of mouth is another way you can do some research. Just ask around people that you know that have done betting online. Maybe ask them, they might have a good site that they can recommend. So coming in at number 4, we have set yourself a budget. So I know what you're thinking. It's easier said than done, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Sometimes you get a little carried away. You're on a losing streak and you're trying to get it back, and you end up losing even more than if you had just stopped while you were down. So say $100 a week is your budget. Put that money into an account that can be directly deposited when you need it each week. So of course this would be the worst case scenario, because the whole point of gambling is to try to make some money. But at least if you know you only have enough, if you do go down $100, just to cover that and any fees associated with your deposit, because there will be fees on these offshore websites. It's much easier to have $100 in your account ready for a deposit and cut your losses short if you have a bad week, rather than quadrupling up. Let's say you're going $400 and you're going to try to spread it across 4 weeks. If it's there and it's ready, available, all you have to do is click a couple buttons, and that's going to deposit right into your website. So it all comes down to self-control. You have to have self-control anyway, because you can just make further deposits. But it seems mentally, it seems a little easier if you just have enough to cover yourself for that week. So number 3, stay away from heavy favorites. Okay, so this one has to do a little bit with number 4 as far as setting yourself a budget. You should always have that mindset when taking a favorite. Now, I usually don't like to go anything over a minus 200. I think risking 2 times the money that you're going to get back is plenty enough. A lot of times you'll see favorites at 300, 400, 500, and I've seen up to a minus 1,500 on a card, which is completely insane, as a lot of you guys watching out there have watched enough fights and know that anything can happen on any given night, and knockouts come very easily sometimes, and very quickly too. So my advice is to cut yourself off. I take a minus 200, even if it's a minus 150. Try to stay as even as possible and pick the fighter that you think is going to win to save yourself from losing a ton of money. All right, so number 2, always check out the prop bets. So this one I think gets overlooked the most. It's usually fighter versus fighter. Any big fight especially, the promotion will target fighter versus fighter, of course, because one of the fighters has to win. But on a betting perspective, you always want to keep your eyes open for good prop bets. Now I'm talking over, under, round and a half, 2.5, or if it's a 5-round fight, you'll see 3 and 4.5 on occasion. And also you can get more specific with a lot of these sites will let you choose the fighter and how that fighter is going to win. Choose that fighter or which round they're going to win in. So there's a lot of other options. Don't just focus on fighter win or lose. Okay, so before I get to my number 1 tip for betting on MMA, and I hope you guys enjoyed the last 4, just remember this is all subjective. It's all my opinion. I'm sure you guys have things that you would have thrown in or taken out. Remember, at the end of the day, it's your money, so whatever works best for you is the way you should go. So without further ado, this is my number 1 tip for betting on MMA. Number one, never bet on emotions. Now, I know this seems a little crazy, but think about it. How many times has one of your favorite fighters fought somebody? You took them just because you like that fighter, and they lost. Now, I've personally made this mistake myself on a few different occasions. A fighter that, let's say, hasn't stepped in the octagon in 2 years because they were injured or something was going on with them, and they decided to come back. And before they left, they were fantastic. I'm emotionally invested in this fighter. I like what they're about. I like their fighting style, so on and so forth. And they get into the octagon, fight a younger guy, fight a guy that's more active or whatever the case is, and end up losing. So not only does my favorite fighter lose, but I lose in my wallet, and that's a damn shame. So make sure you remember, do not bet on emotions. Very important. Of course, I have it at my number one. Okay, so that's going to do it for my 5 top tips for betting on MMA. I hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down below and hit the bell right next to it so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you liked and hopefully found the video useful, please smash that like button, that thumbs up right down below. Also, if you have anything else to say, I mentioned this earlier. If you think I left anything out or you have a different list, please comment down below and let us all know. So with that being said, as always, I'm Rant and Rich, and I'm signing out from sunny SoCal. I'm out of here. Laters.